Welcome back to the Reprioritizing Self channel, where we discuss tips, strategies, and the real ish that comes with reprioritizing ourselves in this society. I am Larisha, counselor, wellness facilitator, and founder of wellness brand With Love LC.
I am Kiara, healer and trauma healing coach, and we are your co hosts. Y'all know already. Y'all been here. And if you haven't been here, welcome. We're excited to have you. We have a juicy topic as always. Today, we are going to continue our exploration of the element of wind or air. Air is associated with the unseen, with spirit, with our breath and change, and so much more. Today, we have the honor of interviewing a Reprioritizing Self fan favorite, Afiya Sunflower, to talk about how we can navigate self-discovery and astrology. You know, she always brings us the astrology tea. So we are going to get into that. They say, as above, so below. So we're going to figure out what we need to know about ourselves through the
Yes.
planets and the stars. Yes.
Yes, y'all. So stick around to the end of this episode. We will be sharing a crystal for this episode, an affirmation, and journal reflection question to support you in your healing journey. If you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification button, and smash that like button.
Come on,
So
come on.
we're about to get into it.
Yeah.
So, welcoming our amazing returning guest, Afiya of Afiya Sunflower Empowerment. Afiya is an astrologer, artist, activist, advisor, and mindfulness coach. Through her writing, empowerment artwork, one on one consulting, and self care workshops, Afiya combines astrology, spirituality, and indigenous knowledge and practices to facilitate healing and energy transformation for BIPOC and queer trans individuals and communities. Welcome back, Afiya. We are
Yay.
so excited to have you back.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for bringing me back. I love this space. Very excited to connect with you all, especially on air energy. It is that in this house right now. In the house air signs over here. So excited.
Yes, you already know. Yes. Thank you for being back. It's always such a pleasure to have you here, and we're going to get right into it and do our check-in question. Every time we come together, we want to know how we're doing, we want to know what we're coming in with. So our question for today is, what is becoming clear for you in your reprioritizing self journey these days?
Yes. So many things, but I think what I'm really needing to sit with and embody and practice is operating from where I'm going. I have a lot of energy that's very mindful of the past, of the present, and what we've had to navigate, what I've had to navigate, what I'm holding on to, what I need to bring along. And I'm at a point in my life where I really need to think about, okay, where am I going and how do I operate from that position, from that space, right? From how I communicate to the actions that I'm taking to how I'm coordinating my day. It's like, where do I want to be? What am I investing into, right? Where am I investing my time and energy versus thinking about like, what am I taking back? What am I claiming over? And so very much just a shifting of just like, where am I going? What do I want to do while I'm there? And then making sure that I'm engaging with that as I'm moving and doing.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, where are we going? And like, what do we need to get ourselves there?
Yeah.
Versus like, yeah, I think we're really good at sometimes living in the past too, and like trying to move from what we think worked for us in the past,
Yeah.
without really thinking about what we need for the future. So I just love thinking about that. So thank you for bringing that in, and I'm wishing you the best on that journey. I want to keep hearing about how that is going for you.
Yes.
Yes.
I will share the celebrations as we get there.
Yes, because we have to celebrate ourselves.
Yes,
Exactly. We do.
yes.
We do. And we're ready to celebrate you too. So please do keep us posted. And how
Yeah.
about you, Larisha?
I love this question. And a part of your answer, Fia, around the celebrating part is actually one of the things that came up for me when I was thinking about becoming clear on reprioritizing myself is to really bask and revisit and celebrate. Celebrate where I am, celebrate where I'm going, and really lean into the celebration of life. Another part is revisiting. So, giving myself space to continue to revisit what does reprioritizing myself look like, and continuing to revisit and refresh and change, like be flexible and what that looks like for me and what I want it to feel like and what I want to be intentional about. So keeping that energy of renewal and revisiting and reminders, and also with revisiting, revisiting my own medicine. So like through my journals, I'll go back and see something, and I'm literally like telling myself, writing down like, oh, like this is what was helpful, or I felt this, or this felt like, and I'll be like, girl, it's all in here. Revisit what you've
Yes.
been saying. Like you was telling
Yes.
yourself this 5 years ago. So also
Hello.
revisiting what, just revisiting what's already in front of me. And yeah, so just revisiting and starting over in celebration, it all sums up that reprioritizing. So
That part. Hello. Come on now, because we already know we already know the wisdom is in here. The
yes.
Yes.
wisdom is in
Yes.
here. We be
Yes.
forgetting. We be trying to go out and let me get coached on this or get a reading from this person or whatever it is. And it's like,
Yes.
come
But
back
I
to
know
yourself. Yes.
the noise.
Yes.
Yes.
And the same for you, Kiara. What's been helping you?
Yeah. What's been clear for me, I think aligned with what you all are saying, is like it's reprioritizing self is a lifelong journey. It's a lifelong journey because I be thinking I'm doing something. I just know I got it, and then life comes and it be like, no, you do not. You thought you had that, but no, you do not. You still need to practice, okay? And that's where I'm at right now. It's kind of like you either sit yourself down or life is gonna sit you down, and that's where I'm at right now. Where it's like, okay, you did too much, and now we have to reset. And so it's just also reminding myself like that's not a setback, but like a reminder to just like get back into what I know for myself, what I have developed for myself. Remembering that like different versions of myself need different things. And I am in a continuous learning journey with that. And just trying to give myself grace with that as well. So I feel like what's becoming clear is like, this is a long game. And I think I knew that already, but you think you have developed yourself and you got it and you on here, talking to YouTube about how to do this and and then you be like, but you got some more work to do. You got some more work to do. So it's always a lifelong journey. And I'm just grateful for the people in my life that I have to help me reflect on this space in particular, to help me reflect on this, to help me keep it a priority, because it's always in conversation. And so I feel like that's my other clarity is like, I just have a lot of resource and support around it as well. It doesn't feel maybe like it has in the past where I have felt like really knocked out and knocked down, because I know that we've developed some stuff and we got a community of support and we've got resources. So that feels really present for me.
Yes.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. And that part about when you be like, oh, I got this, and then yeah, hey, reminder.
More. We have more for you.
Yeah. But there's more.
Yes.
Exactly.
But I love the piece too that you shared about being resourced in it. Like feeling empowered and resourcing on the things and the places and like you mentioned, around each phase or time might require something different, but you also have that space in that that filling resource. I feel like is so important. So thank you for sharing that piece too.
Yes, thank you. And thank you for being a part of this with me, Larisha. Larisha hooked me up this week and sent me a loving care package when I was
Yeah.
going through it. And so y'all just know, like, this exists outside of this YouTube space. Like, we care about each other and we take care of each
Yes.
other. And I'm just really grateful for the authenticity of that relationship, that it's not just us talking. It is a
Care and action
care in
and
action.
community.
Exactly. Literally had action in my mind. I was like, action. What is the action of caring? That's it. So I'm just super grateful. So thank you.
Thankful for you.
Love.
Yes.
Y'all so
Oh,
precious.
yeah. Okay. Enough about us. Let's get into this interview, okay? So, Afiya, again, thank you so much for joining us today. As we mentioned, we're going to be speaking on self-discovery. So, we want to know, what does self-discovery mean to you?
Yes. And, it's so funny. Like, I'm always like, oh, is this a complicated answer? It's like, this is so simple. It's, actively engaging and learning about self, right? Actively engaging and exploring different aspects of self. Um, in so many particular ways, there's so many ways. I mean, if we're being conscious, you're learning about yourself all the time, right? Um, and I feel like the universe is always giving us the opportunity to return back to ourselves, right? To learn some more, constantly learning some more. So it's just the learning of self, knowing that you are worthy to be learned about. You are worthy to know, right? And then actively doing that.
I love it. Thank you for sharing that. I'm wondering if you are open to sharing, like, when you became aware of, like, just became consciously aware of self-discovery and what that was for you, like what that moment was for you.
Um, well, I'm a Scorpio rising.
You're like, I'm always
A Gemini. So the way I be like sitting with myself, okay, it be happening. But I would say, um, thinking about the question that y'all have in regards to like trying to connect it with astrology. For me, that very much, like, astrology is self-discovery. Like, that literally is what it is. Like, self-discovery and astrology are the same thing. I would say astrology is the container that allows the self-discovery to be safe and sweet, even when you're trying to do some like deep diving Pluto investigation type of vibe, right? And so I feel like I've always engaged with self-discovery, but on a more formal and let me use what I discovered to then support myself, astrology has shifted that to such a beautiful and realistic type of way that, there's things that I've engaged with and have looked into for myself from years ago that helped me move today, Um, for example, right? Like, I remember during the pandemic, or when we were not during the pandemic, or when we were working from home, right? During the time when we were working from home, and COVID had just started, there was a really strong Mars squaring Pluto transit, and this is when Pluto was in Capricorn. I don't remember where Mars was, but it could only have been in another cardinal sign because it was a square. And so I had felt in my body tension. I have felt in me like, what the fuck is going on? Now, excuse my language. Okay. Now, Mars and Pluto are my ruling planets. And so for them to be squaring, it was like, oh man, there's aspects of me combating with each other and I feel it, And I decided to use that transit to help me investigate what I was experiencing. So by looking to like, what is Mars? What is Pluto? What does it mean that they're squaring? That gave me insight in regards to the energy, the potential of the energy that I was navigating. And then that helped me think about, okay, Mars and Pluto are about power, right? Power, movement, survival. And I was navigating feeling empowered and disempowered. And so I used that transit to spend a week writing out different moments throughout the week where I felt disempowered and empowered and what was going on. And that allowed me to see my patterns, see my triggers, see what I liked and disliked, see how I demonstrated power, what were my boundaries. It helped me understand who I wanted to be, who I was. It helped me pinpoint like, oh, time and my time management is key for me. I don't like when people play with my time, right? I don't like when people put shit on my calendar, right? It gave me all this insight and then helped me then make adjustments on how I engage with other people so that I wouldn't be making decisions that would lead to me being disempowered, right? I would respect my boundaries that would allow for me to be empowered, you know? And so that week of just engaging with Mars and Pluto and just engaging with this question, using astrology as this like safe space to really dig deep, shifted. And now anytime I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, okay, what's going on in the universe? And where is this happening in my chart? And what do I need to learn from this, right? Why,
Yes.
what, and how? And the spirit is constantly, I find that some of the most funkiest things that happen is just spirit trying to return us back to ourselves. Anytime it's just some funky, it's like, oh, I need more of me. Okay, let me get back here.
Yes.
Here. Yeah. And so self-discovery and astrology is a really cute way of getting back here.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for teeing that up. And can you share, for someone who's new to both self-discovery and astrology, how can they start? Like, where should they start with that? It just feels like a big, vast pool. I know when I was starting to into astrology, I was like, what? There's so many different, it's like this has a meaning and this has a meaning. You want to dive deeper in there, you can go, this has a meaning.
Yes.
Ooh, it's a lot. It's an adventure. So where can people
houses?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. There's different frameworks. If you on the East Coast, it's this. You on the, it's all time. Yes,
the tropical,
right.
Placidus. I don't even know how to say all the names. Yeah, it's a lot. So where do people start? Like, what would be a great first point for people, or maybe a couple of different options for first points?
Yeah, I mean, I think first starting with what you like, right? I think anytime we're starting anything, we need to make it easy. We need to make it enjoyable and fun. And so that's the same thing with self-discovery, right? So astrology is self-discovery. And so simply, engaging with what's familiar for you, right? Engaging with what you like, engaging with what's fun, because the focus is to start, astrology is this framework. It's this, I say it's this tool to investigate energy. It's this opportunity and this language to understand the energy that we hold and we share with the universe and that we get to co-create, right? And astrology gives us language and tools to be able to just understand things that make sense and don't make sense, And some of the best ways of starting is like read up on your sun, moon, and rising sign, journal about what you read. Does it align? If it does, it's like a lot of people say, I don't resonate with my sun sign. It's like, yeah, because you actually your rising sign, and so, it's like, okay, so, you start, okay, let me start. I'm starting with my sun sign. That doesn't resonate. Okay, cool. Well, then boom, here's a new question. Here's something new for me to look into, right? Or, let's say, okay, I want to figure out the best way to engage with this and this. Or sometimes like there's a lot of glam magic that can happen with astrology and self-discovery. You could go online on Twitter or TikTok. There are tons of videos of folks saying to connect with your Venus to understand what your makeup should be and what your outfits should be, right? And that's all self-discovery. That's all information that you get to decide how you want to use. I think what's so powerful about astrology especially when you get to allow yourself to build your own relationship with it, you see that this language, this framework existed before our oppressions, before and beyond all of the bullshit that we have to navigate against and
Mm.
constantly are designing ourselves against, right? Like my birth chart, those planets, this energy was here before all that shit. The destiny that I have, my purpose, beyond and before, engaging with, right? Impacting 100%, but I'm more than. And so astrology allows for you to investigate that more than, that more, and we deserve to know more about ourselves. And so start where it's fun. Book a birth chart reading, book a workshop, right? Learn, do a Google search, right? Take a class, right? Talk with your friends, compare each other's horoscopes. Like, why would they say that for you? What is this? But let it be fun. It's so important that we enjoy ourselves, and that we learn that we're here to be happy and to enjoy our life, right? And so astrology and self-discovery gives you the tools to do that actively on your own terms with confidence.
Yes, come on with it. I love that. I love that you anchored into what is fun, what is enjoyable, what is it that is drawing into you, that it's a conversation and a relationship, an investigation. It sounds very active and very like that self-discovery piece. I love that you mentioned just to lean into that more so than that fixation, because I feel like sometimes, like you mentioned, folks might look up their sun sign or look up a sign like, nope, don't apply, and then be like, I'm done with it. And it's like,
Yeah.
let me lean into other parts and have conversations, and yeah, I just love that you shared that piece around
Yeah.
fun. Oh,
Astrology is abundant. Like, you might be a night chart, you might be like, you might be more of your moon sign. There's so much. And so if we stay curious, if we stay open to, I think what's been so critical for me with using astrology for self-discovery, because you might not, astrology also going to tell you some shit you don't like, right? It's going to tell you like, there's history and signs of abuse here. It's like, yeah, I know that. It's, like, and it just affirms some things, there's a lot of hard things too, right? But what I've come to learn is that spirit isn't going to give me information to cause harm. You know, there's always information that I can receive to give me love, right? There's always information that can bring me to somewhere deeper and safer and sweeter to myself. If I stay open minded, if I use my third eye, right? And just understand that I just get to receive the data, and I get to choose what, and that's the thing, like your birth chart is data and you get to choose. Now your North Node lets you know that there's some things that just, you're going to be on that path, you're going to get there, right? There's some things that are destiny, but there is still choice. And so just, enjoy that you get to make choices.
yes, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. We want to know if you could share a story where both astrology and self discovery practices combined to create a significant breakthrough for you. You shared a bit earlier about how it was coming up for you, but if you have any story that you can share with us.
Yeah. Actually, probably when I first discovered astrology, so I was in a grieving process at the time, and that opened up the door for me being able to step away from a number of particular things. And I was so fortunate that I had resources and family support me stepping away. Like I quit my job. I was like, goodbye, everybody. I'm gonna go grieve. And usually folks don't let us grieve. It's like, go get back to work, get back into doing things. I'm like, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna go cry for a week, let that out. And because of that, and I'm a type of person, I'm very much a busybody. I'm moving, So taking that moment to stop and grieve allowed for me to pay attention to different things and notice different things. And spirits started to talk to me, and with angel numbers first. And I was kind of like, what is this? Okay. It was very aggressive when it first started about 7 years ago. Very aggressive. And I was watching Modern Family, and the oldest daughter had mentioned the word intuition. And that was my first time hearing this term, and it caught my attention. And so I looked it up, and I was just like, oh, that might be what I'm experiencing right now, you know? The next thing, I end up engaging with Chatney Nicholas, who is a renowned astrologer. She's my first teacher, the first person I engaged with in astrology. And she was hosting a moon sign workshop, a whole 6 weeks of learning about your moon sign. And I was like, okay, let me look into this, right? And so I did that and realized, like, damn, I'm on point. Like, I'm so hold up. Like, wow. When you first like engage with astrology and like, somebody's giving you information, just like, whoa, wait a minute. Like, this is exactly my life, like, wait, like how? And so, I'm doing this workshop, like, how did she know? How did they know this? And that was just like so amazing for me, because I was grieving about like this moment where it's like, this was not the plan. What just happened, And taking that class and learning about my moon sign, and I'm a Cancer moon with Chiron conjunct my moon. Okay, Chiron is the wounded healer, and let me tell you, the way it wounded me at that time, I was like, yeah, it was you. Okay, and then Jupiter's also conjunct my moon in Chiron, so I was like, oh, it's abundant when it comes to it. Just kind of allowed me to accept what I couldn't accept at the time, what I couldn't understand, and lean into this magic that was opening up to me, because I said, let's look into astrology. And I think within a month and a half or so, I did a birth chart reading, and it was fire. And I was like, oh, what an astrologer. And so like in my chart, right, as a Gemini sun and Scorpio rising, it's predicted that I would be an astrologer. And with my moon placement. And so that's why I was like, oh, let's just be it. Like, it just came too natural. It was very decided for me.
Yes.
Never am I gonna turn down something so easy. Okay, like right. And so so I mean, just the coming into using astrology to heal myself, to understand myself, and to realize like, oh, I get to actually be this person. I get to actually do this. This is like a lifetime type of vibe. This is in the stars for me. Yeah, it's I've been riding with astrology for many years now on some self-discovery, because every time, I mean, it is self-discovery. So every time you learning about yourself, every time.
All of that. I resonate so much when you're talking about getting your birth chart reading. Because when I had my first reading, I said, where is that at? How do you know that? Because I never told you any of that. What do you mean? Okay. Right. How did you know that the family dynamics was dynamicking in that way?
Like the fourth
house. You had a lot of stuff going on in the fourth house. Who's in there? Who's in the fourth house? Because I want to know. It is so real. You learn so much about yourself, and I really appreciate you. Like the intention was self-discovery, and then through that path of self-discovery, you found astrology, which then like more self-discovery of who you are. I love that. I love it. It's so beautifully connected, and it's cool to hear you finding yourself through looking for yourself. In astrology. And on the other side is like, this is where you'll find what you need, and you'll also help other people find what they need through this. So I love that, and I want to tap into your astrologer hat now and hear what's going on in the stars right now. How can we use that to be either reprioritizing ourselves, or even just using that as a way to tap into more self-discovery? What's going on?
So one of the biggest transits right now that we're going to be engaging with, we've been engaging with since May 26th, and we're going to be engaging with until June of next year, is Jupiter in Gemini. And I'm so excited. I mean, it has been whooping my ass, but I'm so excited about Jupiter being in Gemini, because
I think it's been whooping my ass too. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure what it does, but I have felt the ass whoopings.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. So Gemini is a sign that's mutable. It's ruled by Mercury. It's about our communication, our sharing, our thinking. Right, it's the foundation of our thinking. It's who we are as a student. Right, it's how we connect with others, and it's really focused. It's a very personal sign. So yes, it's the relationship sign. It's associated with like the lover and tarot cards, but it's still is self-focused. And so Gemini is this sign that's moving and connecting and gaining information and details and data and connecting with new environments and getting fresh perspectives so that it can self-actualize, so that it can gain clarity about who Gemini is. Like, who am I when I'm around these people, right? And when I'm around these environments, and do I need to make adjustments? And if my adjustments still aligning me with who I say I want to be, right? And Gemini understands that you're tons of individuals, and they all get to show up, right? And so how do I gain clarity about which ones need to show up, which ones need to be prioritized? And so Jupiter taking this time in Gemini, and Jupiter isn't actually comfortable in Gemini. Jupiter is the planet that is rules over Gemini's sister sign, which is Sagittarius. And so Jupiter feels weaker in Gemini because Gemini doesn't have the capacity to hold the bigness and finishing the story type of energy that Jupiter wants to do, right? Gemini is the student, right? Mercury is the communicator. It's taking information from earth to spirit, from spirit to earth, and it's just given it's information, right? While Jupiter is taking information and building something with it to help us understand this bigger picture, right? And so Jupiter wants to okay, you collected all this data and this is the picture. While Jimmy's like, I'm not done collecting. That wasn't even the focus. I'm not even collecting about a picture. Like, I'm just collecting. When the information needs to be used, I will use it. While Jupiter's like, but no, it's like, no, 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 no. And so what we're experiencing is like a overload of details, of tags, of distractions, of things to prioritize, of just overload, just an abundance of what's going on. And we're seeing also like an overload of changes, right? Okay, my son was in school. Now it's summer school. Summer school is only for 2 months. And we go back. I'm like, okay, well, how much do I build a routine? Short term. It just is what it is, When we're dealing with these transits of any type of way, you lean into the energy. And so with Jupiter and Gemini, this is an opportunity to really lean into the many different pathways we have towards success, the many different pathways we have to understanding ourselves, finding ourselves, defining ourselves, changing ourselves, right? Gemini knows that there's more than one way, and math does too. There's more than one way to get to 8. There's more than one way to do these type of things, right? So can I be open? Can I be curious? Can I be adaptive? Can I have quick thinking, so that I can see the many ways to what I actually want, right? It's a time where we're going to be changing our language and how we understand ourselves and communicate to others about ourselves, but then also just that sharing, it's all changing and things are changing. That's the point. You do not want to be the same person you were come June. We need to see different. We need to see folks making decisions with understanding what the right values are for them and the right type of relationships and the right type of boundaries and pleasure, right? What are the right things? And so our air signs are very much concerned with the right think. Libra is looking for the right relationships. Aquarius is looking for the right community and the right values and hope. Gemini is looking for the right values and pleasures that say, I am. And so, how do I open myself up to all that's happening? All that I can respond to and make decisions that are going to be right for me. And that means like being a little messy, having a lot of fun, engaging with a lot of things and maybe taking some notes, right? It's definitely a time of us just really figuring out what more we want without abandoning ourselves in that connection. Because Jupiter and Gemini means more communicating with others, more, short-term trips, more short-term goals, uh, going to like different mini vacations, engagement with your siblings, right? Debates, more gossiping, right? More journaling and writing, more listening. Okay, we need to do that one a lot. Okay, right? Gemini is an active listener. Jupiter needs that, but it's also going to be very distracting. It's also going to be quite challenging to stay grounded because it's just going to be a lot. And so it's the time to take out your to-do list. It's the time to make your your thinking map, your thought maps. It's the time to really organize the abundance that you're going to be able to tap into, because Jupiter is always about the abundance. It's always about the more. And so we have Saturn and Pisces right now, and it's been there for over a year, and it's going to be there for a little bit longer. And we're going to actually have Jupiter and Saturn square during the summer, mid-August. And it's going to feel like restrictions. It's going to feel like delays. It's going to feel like, okay, I have all this energy and ideas and all this information and things. I'm ready to move. And Saturn's going to be like, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. And we really need to see any pauses, any delays, hold on, as let me just do more self-discovery. Let me go do more investigation of myself. Let me build my internal guidance. Any slowness that's happening is wanting you to be more grounded in you. It's wanting you to be able to say, okay, I know this and I can share this without fear of the other, because they can know what they know and share what they know, and we can be in conversation. So any delay means more conversations. Any delay means more developing my internal guidance, right? Any delay means more gonna have some more fun as I wait, right? But this Gemini time, this Gemini energy that we're constantly going to be engaging with, because Jupiter is the biggest planet of our solar system, so it will be impacting us. It's just constantly going to be asking us, who are you? Can you make a little adjustment there, a little bit adjustment there, and does it make you like you more? And if it don't make you like you more, then you made the wrong adjustment, so just make another adjustment. Okay. Yeah. It's a time of just self-ownership, and we're just gaining more tools around that. And self-ownership is even more feasible when you know yourself. And Jupiter and Gemini is like, get to know yourself.
Yep. Go back to that last episode you came on when we were talking about self-ownership. It all
Yeah.
connects, y'all. It all connects.
Long story. Just
Yeah.
continue.
Right. Exactly.
Continuing it.
Exactly. So just for the audience too. So the Jupiter and Gemini is from March, you said? Was March or May?
May 26th to June 8th of 2025.
Okay, so May 26th of 2024 to June, beginning of June 2025, y'all. So this is what time frame we working with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So good.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Lala.
You mute, baby.
You mute. You mute.
That was that delay. Maybe I wasn't supposed to say that. No, I said I'm leaning into that more.
Mm-hmm.
While also being grounded. That's so important. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that, letting us know what the energy is and how to work with it.
Yes.
I know we got. It's
I'm
like,
processing.
right? I know. I'm like, okay. I mean, I'm interested in learning, and also,
Yes, yes. But yeah, I mean, the more that we can engage with life as a student, like I'm a student of life, and I get to be proud and confident of myself
Mhm.
and how I learn, the
Mhm.
easier it's gonna be, you know?
Yes.
But Gemini is able to do amazing when they understand that they know nothing, right?
Mhm.
That's like that Kendrick line. I love that Kendrick line. Like, I don't know a damn thing. You know, like, yeah, we know tons of things, of course, but we're limited when we feel that there isn't more to know.
Mhm.
You know, so read that book that you felt like was janky a while ago and see what information you get from there. You know, this is personal because I had like used the book one time. I was like, this is some bullshit. And I came back to it when I had the right questions. Get the right questions. Sometimes that's what's missing, right? Are you asking the right questions? You know? And then, you know, trust what comes up. Yeah, yeah. But we learning right now. It's all about the learning.
I love that. Staying in that learner energy. Yes, yes, yes. So we want to know. We want to. We want to know how can folks connect with you and your services, and what your current offering or services are.
Yes, yes. Thank you again. You know, I love this space. IG is one of the major spaces to connect with me. My IG is here, Afiya Sunflower Power. And I have 3 profiles, just so folks know. I have a glam journal, I have my personal, and the astrology one. Okay, follow the astrology one or the glam one because I do be tapping in with the looks. Okay,
what's the
but
glam one? What's the glam? Give us the ad. Give us the ad.
yes, the glam mommy feet. Okay, it's very much a tickle. I'm very much a clown. That is my chosen identity. I'm laughing at all things, so please understand that we're having fun in all the spaces.
I
But
love
my
it.
astrology page, you go there to get astro updates, right? You go there to get journaling questions, ways of being able to create safety around investigation of yourself and around what's going on, and also affirmations. I'm really big on empowering my folks and making us feel good. I'm also an artist, and so you know, I'm all about these very juicy visuals and us being able to have words to help us stay grounded and growing and loving ourselves, you know. And so affirmations, journaling prompts, astro updates. You can also DM me to book a reading or go to my link tree. My link tree is under the same name, Afiya Sunflower Power. There you're able to book a reading. I have many readings of offering. Energy readings, which are really good if you've never done an energy reading before, never done an astrology reading before. The energy readings are really good. They're connecting with your chakra centers. You don't need to know your astrology. And I help you identify what you need to work on to connect with your intuition. And then we also have birth chart readings. I have a special that's for parents who want to know more about their babies, right? So there's a cheat sheet for parents. There's also cheat sheets for adults. So there's a different variations for different price range. We all can get into getting to know ourselves more. So the cheat sheet for the birth chart or a full birth chart reading, right? And then also just astro updates. So say you want to know what's going on with the moon, you want to get set some new intentions for the moon, you could book an astro reading. You want to understand what this retrograde is doing, you book that. And I also do workshops. I've really been enjoying doing workshops, working with big and small groups, self-care workshops, workshops on self-discovery, workshops on your moon sign. And I also have a worksheet actually to help folks with self-discovery. So you'll be actually able to engage with a worksheet that has a number of different activities around checking in with yourself, doing some exploration and understanding who you are, naming your favorite things, naming things that you don't like, coming up with some affirmations for yourself, coming up with ideas about how to improve your self-care toolkit. And so that self-discovery worksheet is also on the site, on the link tree. And it's very much grounded with this Jupiter and Gemini. And so you can work with me directly or with that worksheet and really get into the self-discovery and astrology that way.
Yes. Come on, goodies. Come on, goodies. Come on, offerings. What y'all want? What y'all want? Cause she got it.
I'm gonna give
Cause she got it. Okay. You
it.
need a cheat sheet or you ready to dive deep? Okay. Whatever you want to do. Whatever you
Okay.
want to do. We got something for everybody. So I love that. Thank you so much. I'm
Thank
always just
you.
so honored to have your wisdom on our channel and in this space, and for us and our audience. I know Larisha and I both have already gotten readings, so highly recommend
Yes.
making that, booking that appointment, scheduling that reading. You will not regret it. You will get a lot of information, and I still be coming back to my
Yes.
reading notes. I'm like, okay, it's June. What did we say in June? Woo! All right, let's get ready for June. So get your
Yes.
information, because it's really helpful. It is, especially when you get to hear it and then like you're living it and you see how things are playing out. It's like, oh, this is what this meant. This is what we were talking
Yes.
about.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I wanted to check in with you. Like, okay, what's been? Has it been a lot?
It's been
Woo!
okay. It's
Yes,
been.
I
I'm
know.
barely got any edges. Barely got anything. Okay. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful. It has been a year, but I needed that guidance. So I'm so
Yes.
grateful, and I hope y'all will tap in with this magic that is Afiya, and yeah, in whatever ways feel resonant for you. So
It's very fun doing. I make sure there's laughter,
yes.
hardness. Okay.
Oh yeah, we had a good time. We definitely have a good time. That is, there's no lack of fun involved, and yeah, you're just a wealth of knowledge. So do it, y'all. Do it. So we're gonna get into our crystal, and our crystal for our session. Our crystal for our show
Hey, it's giving
today.
session. It's giving session.
Look, because I've been in my facilitator mode, okay, for way longer than I want to talk about. So we in the show, not in the facilitation workshop. Our crystal for this episode is Labradorite. So you will see. Let me get a good look on it. That good Labradorite. She's so beautiful. It's one of my favorite crystals.
Yeah.
And Labradorite is perfect for the element of air. It's connected to the element of air, wind. It's associated with our intuition, the inner wisdom, and our spiritual awareness. It has healing potential on our emotional, mental, and spiritual levels. It eases an overactive mind. It supports our spiritual awakening and spiritual growth. It's protective, and it calms the mind and can help reduce anxiety as well. So, super powerful. If you are ready to go on your self-discovery journey and you need some support, I highly recommend tapping in with Labradorite. This one is like a good heavy stone, but I just love it because when you move it one way, it looks something. You move it another way, you get just different elements of it. And in person, it's even more amazing to look at. So yeah, that's our crystal for this episode. Labradorite, get y'all some.
Love it.
I'm gonna pass it to Larisha for our affirmation.
Yes. Our affirmation for today's episode is I embrace the journey of self discovery with patience and curiosity. I'll say it two more times. I embrace the journey of self discovery with patience and curiosity. I embrace the journey of self discovery with patience and curiosity. Yes, y'all.
Ashe.
Beautiful.
Yes. Take that with you. Reflect on that. And we also have our reflection questions for you all. And so the reflection question that we're inviting you into is to identify moments and activities where you feel genuinely yourself. What qualities do these experiences bring out in you? Yeah, so take some time, sit with it. What are those moments? What are those activities or things that you enjoy doing? And what do they bring out? What are those parts of you that you want to learn more about, or that you want to dive deeper into? And this could be a way to enter into your self-discovery journey. And then we can pair that with some astrology to find out what else is there to learn. So, yes, those are your reflection questions. And we are going to start wrapping up. So, again, so much love to you, Afiya, for being here for the third time. That I know everybody's going to be so hyped when they see that we got another episode with Afiya. Yes. Thank you for bringing the wisdom. Yes, we love you and so grateful. Yes, to be in community with you and to just be in this space. So thank you all for continuing to watch, listen, give us your feedback. Let us know who you want to hear from, what you want to hear about. Continue to subscribe if you have not. Hit that like button. Make sure you share this because we want to spread this healing. We want to make sure that we're not keeping it for ourselves, but that we're spreading it out into our communities, our networks, and into our circles. So please share this and let us know what you're taking away. Write it in the comments. We want to know what's going on, what came up for you. What are you diving into with your self-discovery? And tap in with Afiya so you can get some support with that. And with that, I'll say peace, y'all.
See y'all next time.